What's up guys, MrBayeasy here, and today we're playing some more Seduce Me. As you can see, we're right where we left off, and a lot of the comments left me with some confused, answers, so I don't really know what I was gonna do. I thought on it a little bit, and, honestly, I really want to fight, I really do. Maybe I'll pick it at the end and see what happens, but I'm not gonna do that this time, because we're in such a just crap situation. I don't see it going very well for us, so either way, we're gonna make the deal with Diana, because I don't think losing our memories is the best option here. Maybe it is, who knows, but we're gonna try it. Alright, then I remembered. Demons had a conscience. They weren't heartless without reason. She could be reasoned with. She seemed like a businesswoman. That outfit, that screams businesswoman to you? Okay. Wait!
What? You're wasting my time.
What about a deal, huh? I mean, let's be reasonable here. Diana raised an eyebrow. I was afraid she wasn't one to listen. What if she was as ruthless as I imagined her to be? Okay. She looks so uninterested, though. Look at her face. Wait, really? Was she really willing to listen to me? She didn't drop me in the pit of death, but she didn't let me out of her spell. Now is a good time as any to try reason. These memories are precious to me, but they're not worth me losing my life.
Of course.
Okay. I mean, if I die, people will wonder and try to find explanations to why I died or where I disappeared to. she's being smart,
then just
man.
Hand over your memories.
But I don't wanna. What if I traded them to you instead? What? But we're still losing them. I don't get it. You seem like a reasonable businesswoman. Again with this. A trade is better than forcing me to give in, right? This was insane. I didn't even know if she was willing to listen. She already had me hanging over a pit of death. The only thing I could hope for was her being forgiving enough to listen to reason.
Well, speak your terms. What do you want in exchange?
Are you serious? What is going on? I let out a relieved sigh. She was willing to listen further. Well, what can you give me in return for them?
I'm a demon. I can give you anything within reason. Money, men, women, power.
Whoa!
Name it. Just make it worth the price.
Are you kidding? This is like, we just turned a crap situation into like one of the best things we could have possibly turned it into. This is awesome. I mean, I don't know. Did we get all four of those choices? She could really get me anything. My mind began to wander. What did I want? What? There were way more choices than that. Those are two choices. She gave me like 5. What happened to the other ones? I mean, what kind of power though? Like, what kind of power are we talking about? Like, if I can be the Flash, then I'll do that. That'd be pretty cool. I think I'm gonna say her because power. I don't have a good feeling about that. Okay, I really don't. I feel like that's gonna be something really bad. I don't know. I'm thinking of her as a genie right now, and usually when you say things like that, it doesn't necessarily go well. Okay, so I'm going to go with her. I think it's going to catch her off guard, and I think her reaction is going to be kind of interesting. So anyway, let's go with that. I heard Diana stifle a laugh. Oh, what? Am I not good enough for you? Huh? Too stuck up?
Me? Are you serious? What do you mean, me?
Oh my goodness. You know what I mean, Diana. Don't look so puzzled. I looked to Diana again. She was indeed scary, but she was gorgeous. Oh my god. And somehow she interested me. More so than boys. Oh my goodness, what is happening? I mean, you staying with me for a little while. I want to get to know you and these rules you're talking about. Oh my goodness.
A human wanting to know more about a demon and the rules. You're really trying to step over your place. Especially if you'll be losing those memories in the end.
Oh, come on. I mean, what about us? We have a connection. I feel it.
Completely willingly?
Completely willingly.
And if you don't fulfill your end of the bargain?
Then you can feed me to your pit beast. No, that is a bad option, okay? You just forcibly take my memories. Come on now. Was I really wanting to put my life back on the line again? If I meant keeping my memories for a little longer, then yes. Diana looked to me, scanning my body with her eyes for any signs of false intent. I didn't have any, so Diana sighed and snapped her fingers again. The demon below me vanished, and I was slowly lowered to the ground. I looked to Diana in surprise. Oh my goodness.
You are very lucky demon magic is so finicky.
What do you mean?
Why do you think demons make deals with humans like you?
No! My soul! I wasn't sure. Demons were still new to me. I had heard stories of people making deals with demons and only ruin coming from it. Diana sighed.
It's one thing to take your memories or your energy. It's another for you to willingly give it. We get more for our effort if the one we make a deal with is willing.
No!
Think of it like sex.
Okay.
If I'm aroused and you're willing to open your legs for me, I'll get pleasure. I'll enjoy it. You might enjoy it. And it's done.
Well then. Thank you for that lovely analogy, Diana.
But if you aren't willing and I force myself on you anyway, it's not so pleasurable for me. Even if I get what I want, it won't be as worth the effort.
My. Strangely, that made sense. It was very much like a business. What's with this chicken business? If I had what they want, they could negotiate for it or they could take it away anyway, but not without a fight. Were they all really business or oriented? My curiosity about demons grew as I realized what deal I had made. So you'll stay for a couple of days?
A day is enough.
Damn it. Yeah, sure, fine.
Yeah, sure, fine.
What do you expect me to say in a situation like this? You expect me to be overjoyed? You're going to take my memories and you're not even going to give me a couple days, just a day? Come on, man. Yes.
Yes.
Is this Simon Says? What the fuck? Diana looked up at me and down once again. I felt a little naked all of a sudden under her gaze, but I ignored it as she shrugged.
All right.
Okay. Diana kept her eyes on me, unsure what was going on from the look on her face.
So, what do you want to know? You're obviously curious about demons enough to make a deal with me.
All right. Let's get started then. Let the questioning commence. First of all, who exactly are you? Diana chuckled before crossing her arms.
You may refer to me as simply Diana. As I said before, I'm a succubus, and I intend to bring the boys back home.
Okay. Back home? What do you mean? Back to the demon world?
Precisely. They don't belong here, and it's imperative that they return.
Why?
Did they not tell you? They're runaway royals.
Royals! I couldn't believe my ears. What? They were royalty? Why would they run away from royalty?
Ah, so they didn't tell you. How unfortunate. You were in the presence of a demon prince and his noble brothers, and you didn't even know.
They were treating me like a princess too, which is pretty crazy. I felt myself unconsciously walk over and sit on my bed. They hid something gigantic from me. Why? Did they not trust me? Then again, it had only been a couple of days. Yet they helped me and were here for me regardless, acting like servants instead of noblemen. What am I supposed to believe? They didn't want to make it awkward, you know what I mean? I mean, she probably would have treated them so much, well, maybe. She might have treated them differently.
Believe whatever you wish. The confusion will fade away soon enough regardless.
I sighed and faced Diana. So how did you get to the human world? How did the boys get here?
With the help of a human, in both of our cases. There's truly no need for details beyond that. Any human can cast a demon's summoning spell. It's just a matter of what happens during the summoning and after where things get tricky.
What? What do you mean?
Well, if a human is willing, only part of their life force is taken from them, and they are given one chance to open a bridge between our worlds to allow the demon they desire to come through. The more demons come through, the more life force the spell takes.
Oh no, man. You can just forcibly come through then? That's kind of what I took away from that.
Luckily for the poor human that brought them here, the boys sacrificed some of their own powers to open the bridge instead of letting the spell feed solely on the human. The human lived, and the boys came through.
Oh. I was gonna say, dude, was it the Gramps? That almost made sense. Something in my mind clicked, but I couldn't clear it out to figure out what it was. I only nodded to Diana. Maybe it was Gramps. Oh my goodness. And you were the same?
Somewhat. However, I don't care to go into details about how I came here. You'll forget soon enough.
That's not part of the deal. Exactly.
You wish to have me around for more information. I get to decide what information to give.
What kind of sense does that make? That wasn't part of the deal. Cheater.
It's not cheating if it's not a broken rule.
I huffed and crossed my arms and legs. Diana was a game player, and I didn't like her rules. However, they were the rules I had to accept in order to keep my memories a little while longer. I'd find a way to remember. She wasn't going to win. Diana let out a small chuckle and ran a hand through my hair.
Well, I believe I should head to bed. If I'm to stay here, then I need some form of sleep.
Oh my. I watched as Diana crossed through my room to the door and opened it. She turned to me with a small wink. What? What is happening here? Oh my goodness.
Have a good night. See you in the morning.
Oh, we're following you. Can we do it? Before I could respond, she exited my room and closed the door behind her. I stared. It was like she was in control. I almost gritted my teeth at the thought. She wasn't the master of the house. I was. I huffed and crawled back under the covers. How did my life get so complicated? What was going on with me? I sighed and covered myself with blankets, wanting tonight to end. I needed tomorrow to come. School would take my mind off of things. If school actually happened anyway. I awoke that morning minutes before my alarm. I felt slightly groggy, but I didn't exactly feel bad. I was more of a physical exhaustion with a mind ready to take on the day. As I reached the lobby, I stopped and sniffed the sudden new smell in the air. She making food too? Do all these demons just make food for people? Breakfast? Oh my god! I continued my way to the dining room to see Diana laying out a plate covered with sliced fruit. On the table were delicious smelling eggs, toast, bacon, ham, veggies, and juice. I felt my mouth salivate. What are you doing?
You're up. Come. Breakfast. I didn't know what you liked, so I made everything I knew humans ate for this time of day.
She's being so nice. I walked over and scanned the table before giggling. Diana raised an eyebrow at me.
And what is so funny?
You didn't make everything breakfast related. You forgot a couple things. Oh my god, let's not piss this chick off, okay?
Like what?
Coffee, pancakes, waffles. Diana looked almost insulted before looking to the table and recounting the plates. I laughed harder, making her glare at me. Oh, why are we doing this? This is such a bad idea.
I haven't been in the human world long enough to know everything, alright? Unlike the boys, I know little to nothing about what you humans eat in your homes.
What do you eat? At the mention of the boys, I suddenly remembered them. They treated me like part of their family, caring for me and making sure I was okay beyond anything else. They were servants to me, and I let them go. It was not my choice, Lisa. You scrubbed it up, okay? This would not have happened. I shook my head and looked to the table, getting an empty plate and filling it with what I wanted before sitting and eating. Diana remained standing, watching me. I felt almost naked under her gaze. This is like, what? We're always feeling naked? So I looked over, pausing my eating. Aren't you going to eat?
I already ate.
What? What did you eat?
You really wish to know?
I mean, is it gross? Yeah, well, why not? Yeah, sure. I wanted to know more about demons. I wanted to know more about her. Of course I said yes. Oh, that's going to be gross. Diana stared in surprise at me before smirking a bit and reaching into her cleavage. That's where you keep your breakfast? I watched as she pulled out a small purple vial. She popped the cork and poured a mere couple sipfuls into her palm before recorking the vial and placing it back in her dress. Well, yeah, back in her cleavage. Diana closed her eyes and closed her hand. What was she doing? This was odd to watch, yet at the same time I was practically at the edge of my seat in curiosity. What was she going to do? Her hand started to open, almost like a blossoming flower, and revealed a small peach-sized fruit. Oh my goodness. It was purple and had almost an enchanting smell to it that made my food seem almost disgusting.
A plant from the abyssal plains. We call it a sweet flower. Would you like to try it?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it up. I nodded, staring at the fruit. It looked absolutely glorious and delectable. I couldn't resist grabbing onto the chance to try it. I hope when I bite into it, there's not anything gross inside, like maggots or anything. I just feel like that's what's going to happen. I don't know why. Diana nodded before cupping the fruit in both hands and pulling the purple flesh from the fruit, revealing a juicy blackish center, as if it was cut on the inside. Diana pulled out a perfect slice and handed it to me.
I must say, you may be the first human to try this fruit. You should consider yourself lucky.
Oh my, I hope so. This better not have side effects. I nodded, not pulling my eyes away from the fruit slice in my hand. It was juicy and its clear juice painted over my fingers. I somehow didn't care. I wanted to try it and savor it. I lifted the small slice to my lips and took a small bite, feeling ecstasy run through my mouth. What? I almost couldn't fight back the moan that was erupting from my throat. Okay. Well, that must be quite the fruit there. It was sweet, yet it was slightly tart. It was the perfect combination, and at the same time, it felt so unnatural. I felt not only pleasure in my mouth, but my body began to feel energized and warm. Well then, this is like the best thing ever, apparently. All of that was from a small bite. I swallowed the biteful and let out a pleasured sigh, making Diana smirk slightly at me with a raised eyebrow. I couldn't lie to her about how it tasted. It's delicious.
That it is. They're natively grown in my kingdom, so I have the pleasure of enjoying these every day.
What? Sounds pretty BA, especially with how I reacted. You have a kingdom?
I do. The boys are not the only royals in the demon world, sweetie. I just so happen to be a princess.
Oh my goodness. This just escalated. I stared in surprise. She was really a princess? How? She looked so mature. Really, you're a princess? You seem more like a queen. Oh, man. Throwing the comments out, man. I think we're trying to nudge our way into her good favor. For a split second, I swore I saw Diana blush. But as she started to laugh, I shook my head at the thought.
You flatter me, little girl. You best be careful. I may just take your flattery as an invitation to take your energy.
As long as it's in the good way. I shut my mouth, feeling a blush run across my own cheeks. I returned to eating the fruit, hearing her chuckle and eat the remainder of the fruit on her own. Surprisingly, I felt full just from that small slice. How could that be? The only explanation I had was that it was a demon fruit, so I mentally accepted it as just that. What I didn't expect was Diana leaning over and lifting my chin to look down at me.
Messy, aren't you?
What? I stared as Diana came closer and gently kissed my cheek by the corner of my lip, making me gasp slightly. What happened? What? What was she doing? Why was she kissing my cheek? I was red in the face already, and here she was taking advantage. Diana pulled away and slightly licked and popped her lips. What? Yeah, exactly.
You had a little juice on the side of your lip. It was bothering me.
Okay, that's how you handled that? I didn't know if she was flirting with me or trying to embarrass me. Either way, she was winning. Eventually, my alarm started to go off, reminding me to be ready for Naomi and Suzu. Right, school was a thing, of course. She's so obsessed.
And where are you going, might I ask?
School. I have responsibilities. I have to go to school.
I see.
I looked to Diana, feeling that she was up to something. She had her arms crossed, looking to me as if I owed her something. What?
Well, I don't exactly want you to leave this house with the memories you have. I'd be breaking the rules if I allowed that.
Oh, no. But we had a deal. You stay for a day. I keep my memories until you leave. I still have school to go to, though.
Then skip school and stay home.
Unacceptable. I am a stellar student. What?
That, or I go with you.
Well, what are you gonna do there? Exactly. Diana was crazy. To suggest going to my school was practically signing a death wish. Everyone would ask about her. What would I tell everyone? That's crazy.
I can't let you leave this house with those memories unless I'm with you. Rules are rules.
What rules?
The rules of the world, sweetie.
Oh, of the worlds. Of all of them. Okay. I guess you've bested me. Rules of the worlds? What was she talking about?
The rule applies to any magical being that lives in the human world. They were established on a day you humans might know as the birth date of Jesus Christ.
What? Well, way to blindside me. Wait, so does that mean Christianity is legitimate?
It's a story to some, a religious faith to others. I won't deny or prove a religion exists, because that's a human matter.
Oh, man.
Magical beings, on the other hand, don't pay attention unless they're angels from the world of heaven.
Oh, well, you pretty much just validated it. I like this game's standpoint, though. They took a very neutral standpoint with that answer. That's it's definitely smart. My curiosity was pecking at my mind like a frantic bird. I wanted to know more. Diana was giving me answers, and I wanted to ask more questions. However, I had to go to school. I was conflicted.
Stay, and I'll tell you more of these rules.
And if I go?
Then I take your memories. Now.
Man, I'm almost tired of fighting this, you know what I mean? Like, it's freaking exhausting trying to weasel my way out of it. Man, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna let her take it. I don't want to keep fighting this. But I'm so interested. I wanna know more, man. I wanna know more. Damn it. Alright, we're gonna stay. We're gonna stay. I don't know. I don't want to fight it anymore. I think at the end, eventually, she's gonna take him anyway, but I want to learn more about this. I bit my lip. Did I really want to stay? I could feel my fingers run over my phone and call up Naomi. Without even listening to the phone, I spoke into it. Hey girls, I'm feeling really sick. Don't worry about coming, and don't come over. I'm staying home and getting better. I hung up without even acknowledging Naomi or Suzu on the other end. Diana crossed her arms and waited for me to turn to her fully. I threw my bag to the side and looked at Diana, ready to learn more. You're going to tell me everything. Oh dang, man. And we just skipped school. You better ante up the bargain.
I'll do the best I can.
No, you'll do everything. So I can ask anything and you'll answer, right?
I'll give you the best answers I can give.
The rules of the worlds, what are they?
They are the heart and soul of the human world, created and approved by all 5 worlds on the human date, December 25th.
Damn. They were all created on that one day? You guys bossed it out. 5 worlds?
In human terms, there is is the human world, heaven, purgatory, hell, and the abyss.
Oh shit, the abyss. That sounds like a lovely vacation place.
These rules dictate the behavior of otherworldly creatures in the human world. Without them, there would be constant war between angels and devils, while the vampires would try and enslave humanity.
Well, that's something.
Humans are merely the watchers, but often the devils or vampires will try and coax them into joining them.
So angels and vampires exist too?
Yes. Angels are from heaven, watching over the human world with a careful eye. Vampires are from the human world, but pass on to purgatory before rebirth.
So these rules have rules over humans? Humans can't know about magic
Correct.
at all?
Humans, to the angels, need to remain pure and innocent. So they dictated that humans cannot know of the other worlds or of other beings. The rest of us agreed. Only a select few are allowed to know the truth about us.
But that's hardly fair, isn't
Well,
it?
take a look at yourself. You're barely proficient with magic. Your kind is too focused on who will fight the next war or who will screw the next person.
Oh, that's lovely. Thanks, Diana.
Sorry to admit this, but humans are the weakest race in the planes of existence.
Oh,
The only ones who truly protect you are angels.
damn. Just scrubbing all over us, apparently. Well, we're not
Oh,
inferior.
you're not now. Really?
Diana stared at me, looking me up and down before smirking a
Let's
bit.
go on a little trip, shall we?
Oh, shit. I raised my eyebrow. What was she on about? First she wanted me to stay here, now she wanted to go out. What was with this girl? Ugh, the magical snap. Before I could protest, the world began to spin around me, forcing me to jump up and grab onto Diana. She held me as the room spun practically out of control. Oh my goodness. My fear escalated and I buried my face in her shoulder, wanting it to stop. If she was trying to prove a scary point, it was working. Whoa, we're in an office building? I felt the world slow down around me and soon came to a halt. I didn't want to look, but gently Diana pushed me away from her body for me to look around. I gasped when I realized that I was in a business office. What's going on?
Just a simple business office. Nothing more.
I didn't get to think on it long. Suddenly a group of businessmen entered the room, stopping at the sight of Diana and me. They're probably like, oh my god, look at this girl.
Who are you two?
Oh, I know that voice. That's that dude. I froze. What was going to happen? We were going to be thrown out, get in trouble, and I would never be allowed out again. This was a mild nightmare. Diana's giggle stopped my thoughts. I looked up to see her smirking at the group of men, a hand by her hips. Oh, of course.
Why? Do you not know who we are? For shame, for shame.
This music again. This like 1950s/60s jazz music. Diana guided me to a chair and sat me down before sitting on the table. I practically turned red as Diana hiked her dress to where her entire leg slipped out from the slit. What? She crossed her legs and tossed her hair gently.
We are your employers. This lovely
Oh.
lady is the CEO of the company, and I am her personal secretary. You men, however, are late.
Oh my goodness. Diana. I stared at Diana as she stared down the group of men like a tigress would her prey. The group collectively began to shuffle in nervousness, surprising me. Were they really believing her lie? How? She's probably using her powers. Diana smiled and lifted her leg slightly, making the men lean in for a possible panty shot. Oh my goodness, I couldn't help but feel both stunned and slightly jealous.
One of you needs to come over here and kiss my foot as an apology.
What? What is this? Some dominatrix? What's happening? What? I looked at Diana's foot, seeing it gently bob in slight impatience. Oh my god. Was she seriously going to make one of them kiss her foot? They obviously couldn't be that enthralled with her enough to stoop so low. I let my thoughts become destroyed as I watched a man step out from the group nervously and get on his knees in front of Diana as he gently cradled her foot in his hands. I tensed and held my breath. No way. Oh my god. The man gently kissed over Diana's foot, making almost a sultry sigh escape her lips and send a shiver down my spine. What is happening? Like, honestly, what is this? Diana smirked and leaned back on her hands, looking down at the man before her.
My ankle next.
Oh shit, okay, alright, we're just gonna continue with this. Like an obedient servant, the man traveled his kiss to her ankle as Diana let her head fall back with another sigh. Diana, what are you doing?
Proving to you how weak the human mind is. Water, a massage, another kiss.
What? With each command, a man would separate from the group and fulfill it obediently. I watched as each man became practically a slave to her whim. Diana closed her eyes and let out a pleasured hum, making my spine tingle again. For some reason, this irritated me beyond belief. Watching her be pampered by enthralled men made something crawl in my chest, something dark. Oh my god, I wanted it to stop. Well, do we want it to stop? Because if we don't say anything, I mean, I like how the little subtitle box went away and now we have a full view of this. But anyway, I want to see where this goes. I'm sorry. I just want to see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. At a snap of Diana's fingers, the boys huddled together back where they were. Diana then turned her head and smiled to me.
Easy to manipulate.
Oh, that's very apparent now. So what? They're guys obeying a hot chick.
Oh, trust me. Women are just as weak-minded as men.
Shit.
Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I can't attract the same sex.
Damn, what? Let's just go home. Diana sighed and rolled her shoulders.
Fine.
With a snap of Diana's fingers, the room around us faded to black. A mere breath later, we were back in my bedroom with both of us on my bed. Diana stretched her arms up and smiled at me.
So, now do you understand the vulnerability of humanity?
Extremely clearly. Very clearly. Thank you, Diana, for that wonderful performance. I gritted my teeth. Humans weren't as weak as she claimed. I couldn't believe it. Just because we were weak didn't mean that we couldn't know about those who were supposedly more powerful than us. I glared at Diana. That justifies ignorance? How does that justify ignorance?
Ignorance is the only safety humans get to have. If humans were to know about us, do you know what kind of chaos would occur?
Actually, yeah, that makes sense, to be honest. For once, I felt scared. Diana's eyes were cold as ice as she stared into my soul. Oh my god. Practically giving me the frightening feeling of the future I questioned.
There are already wars in the human world being fought amongst yourselves. Equality, dominance, power. The human world is practically the image of self-chaos. Innocent blood is spilled every day in your world. Doesn't matter the color or creed you carry.
Damn. Hate to admit it, but she makes a point, I guess.
You think blood is spilled now? There will be much more if humans knew about otherworldly creatures. Our existences can destroy beliefs and human logic.
I felt the world around me go dark as I stared at Diana. Sounds of screaming and battle raged around me, but I kept my eyes to the one person I could see. Was this an illusion? Was this a trick? It didn't feel like it.
Religions would crumble and civil wars would clash. Paranoia would be a constant in every human mind. And soon armies will rise up, trying to defend humanity without true knowledge of who we are and what we can do. Vampires would be forced to retaliate and build armies of their own, and trust me, they're not as friendly as the vampires in your human fictional drabble.
Yeah, I would suppose
Devils
not.
would have a heyday and wreak havoc, finally finding a collective weakness in the human world to exploit. Angels would have to come down and fight their devil rivals, and the human world would become their battlefield.
And that is how the apocalypse started. The image was scary and I didn't want to imagine it. I shook my head, holding it in both hands before looking to Diana. My room had returned and Diana stared back at me. To my surprise, she had a concerned face.
The rules are to make sure that we all stay at peace. To have us all fighting at once would result in a massive cataclysm that would engulf everything and everyone, no matter what you were.
I could see a look of fear rush through her eyes as she looked away from me. I almost felt sorry, but my confusion covered my concern.
Humans already have enough on our collective plates. We don't need to become the backlash victims of broken ignorance.
Diana. Something in Diana's eyes made my heart almost hurt. Even though she wasn't looking at me, I could almost see all of the emotions that ran in her mind just by observing her eyes. I felt bad, terrible even, for questioning her as I did. I was only human after all. Shit, she's freaking manipulating our freaking noggin, man. However, I felt the need to comfort her. Something was going on and Diana was holding it back. Whether or not I learned more by comforting her almost didn't matter. Oh my god, we're taking her hand. I'm sorry, we're seeing where this is going. I felt myself gently scoot closer to Diana before laying a hand on hers. Oh my god. Diana stared at me for a brief moment before shaking her head frantically and shutting her eyes tightly. A soft sigh escaped her lips before she looked again at me with almost a new resolve.
Fine. I was merely trying to prove my points.
Alright. The day then became filled with Diana teaching me about magic. Even when the day ended, I needed to learn more. I began to crave it. I begged Diana to stay despite knowing our deal. Diana, despite promising to only stay a day, agreed to stay longer to tell me more. Soon, days passed by, filled with lessons and examples of magic. What? Knowing that I would be missed at school, Diana quickly took care of making sure I wasn't missed. She made everyone fucking forget about me? I bet you that's what she just did. Using a simple spell, as she called it, she created an illusion of me to go in my place. It was real to humans and acted just like me, but it was like a ghost to demons. I kinda wished I would remember that spell. She told me of vampires, creatures that looked just like humans who had an inner hierarchy. There were 4 types of vampires, but all of them were under oath by the rule of worlds not to hunt humans. It was strange and it felt like a fictional novel, but Diana promised that vampires were not like the books. Angels, on the other hand, were not as I expected. When I thought of angels, I imagined beautiful human-looking creatures with wings and halos.
I still wonder who spread that rumor.
Diana explained that they actually looked monstrous. Oh no! Each archetype of angel looked different, but Diana couldn't describe them all. The one that stood out the most to me was the seraphim. She described it as a mysterious creature that hid behind 3 large pairs of wings. What if the seraphim did look like a human?
Well, anyone who has met a seraphim and tried to find out has not lived to spill the secret.
Oh, damn. Alright then. She also mentioned their methods for memory removal. As the self-proclaimed guardians of the humans, they had the right to baptize humans who held memories of otherworldly creatures should they find any in the human world. This baptism not only erased the memories of magic, but erased their entire memory clean. Damn. Humans wouldn't remember who they were or who they knew. A blank canvas. Are they going to say that's why amnesia exists? Demons, however, unlike the others, were passive creatures that only truly cared for their own world. They had their own lands, kingdoms, and lord living there. The most powerful demon in the abyssal plains was the demon lord. He was the incubi boy's father, and he was a ruthless man. He had conquered several kingdoms with a massive, indestructible army. Many demons died under his brutality, but when he did conquer, life for demons was like the human renaissance. Many feared what land he would attack next. However, to everyone's surprise, the demon lord had tried to be peaceful with Diana's kingdom as she was offered as a bride to one of his sons. Damn, is that why she wants to bring him home? Why would you accept that?
I had no choice. I was barely a child when the decision was made, and when I learned of it, I had accepted it. My kingdom would be safe, and I would be able to live with knowing I was able to protect my kingdom.
Yes, that makes sense. I stared at Diana as she smiled at me with sad eyes. She really didn't want to marry them. It was practically painted all over her face. You shouldn't have to marry someone you don't love. Diana's face shifted to one of surprise as she looked to me. I was being honest, though. She didn't have to marry someone to protect the kingdom. It would be safe, yes, but you would be unhappy. Can you live with yourself knowing that? I mean, yes. What the fuck? You save, like, millions of people, maybe.
I'd rather be unhappy than see my kingdom burn to the ground. Besides, as the bride of the next demon lord, I'd have the ability to change things. I could disband his armies, bring peace to the abyssal plains.
But what about love? Diana looked at her lap and sighed.
Love can't exist for me. I'm the most powerful succubus in the demon world. Anyone who would go after me would only be entranced by my power.
I guess I'm not. I mean, I'm not really. I'm kind of standing against her. Diana chuckled, making me blush a bit. I was being honest, and here she was laughing at my words.
You're a human, dear. You can't know when I'm using my powers or not. I could be using them now, making you interested in me to trust me.
But you're not, are you? Diana then silenced herself. She stared at me, knowing that her silence would give me my answer. I smirked at her. You like me. I guess she'd... alright, well, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. Yeah, you know you do, Diana. I see the look in your eyes, man. My little schoolgirl outfit's really getting you going. You like me. You definitely like me.
I do not. I'm merely fulfilling my end of the deal.
My ass. There's more to that. I felt like a tease. She was being nice to me and wasn't using her powers over me because she liked me. It was too obvious. You like me? What the heck? Oh shit, this is not good. We're about to get our neck snapped. Freaking, you like me? Oh! I guess she does. Oh my! What I didn't expect was her taking my hand and forcing me closer to her. A mere inch separated our lips, but Diana stared into my soul and made my mind go blank. Dang. I barely remembered what I was saying. Diana remained holding me. I didn't fight. She stared into my soul and I allowed it. Shit, no, that's not good. I was concerned at the same time. I was intrigued. Diana was indeed a beautiful woman. Seeing her up close made my face turn slightly red in embarrassment. Any moment, she could lean in and kiss me, maybe even take my energy. What the heck? However, she didn't.
Are interesting for a human.
Oh my goodness. She then released me and stared at me, watching as I stared back at her with a red face. Did I like her? I mean, I guess. Did we not just propose that? I shook my head. No way, that was impossible. We were just in a business deal, nothing more.
Is there anything else you wanted to know?
Was that all I wished to know? No, there was nothing else I needed to know. I felt satisfied. No, that should be all.
I understand.
Diana stood and adjusted the bottom of her dress before smiling at me. I barely noticed how much time had passed between us. It felt like forever, yet I enjoyed learning more. I felt bad that I had to lose my memories. However, that was the deal, and according to Diana, demons never go back on their word.
Well, if you don't mind, there's one place I need to visit, and I'd rather visit it now than after I take your memories. I'll be gone from the area for quite a while anyway.
Huh? Where do you need to go?
Cemetery. There's something I need to do there. It's boring, sadly, but I need to do it. You need to come with so I can watch you.
Okay. Why did she need to go to the cemetery? Did she have a human friend she needed to say goodbye to? Did she have to meet with another demon? Sure, let me...
No need to get dressed up. It's just a brief visit.
Soon the world grew back its color, and we were standing in a field I somehow recognized. Oh no, man. I looked down and regretted it. The freaking Gramps! At our feet was grandfather's gravestone. It was untouched and as clean as when I last remembered seeing it. Why were we here?
Here we are.
Oh no, was I right? Was this the dude that allowed her to come through, or the guys? Here? I stared at Diana as she muttered a small incantation under her breath. In her hands formed a small vase with purple lilacs. She gently knelt down and placed them beside the grave.
I had to pay my respects to this man.
What? Why? Were you a friend of his? I needed to know. My mind began screaming. Something wasn't right. Why did she know him? How did she know he was dead? What was their relationship? What was going on?
No, I wasn't a friend of his. I didn't even know him.
Tell me she freaking killed Gramps. And why are you giving him flowers? No, dude. My mind began to screech louder in my head. Why? What was it? Why? Dinah, why are you giving him flowers? Oh no, this is so sad.
I highly doubt you knew this man.
You are so wrong right now. You don't understand the level of wrong you are at right now. Jeez. Yes, I do. Dinah stared wide-eyed at me. A mixture of fear and surprise mixed in her eyes. My heart began to squeeze tightly in my chest. Why was she looking at me like that?
How do you know him?
He was Gramps, man. Answer my question.
How?
Ah, shit. I said answer my question. I couldn't hold in my voice. I needed to hear her answer, and I didn't want to hear anything else. Anything other than her answer would infuriate me. Diana looked down at the grave, letting out a small sigh. My heart tightened further. I needed the answer.
This man helped the boys come to the human world.
I knew it, dude.
He opened a bridge and let them through, before sealing it with a part of his life force.
Shit. There was more. I knew there was more. I remained silent as she took a breath.
I had come to visit their castle one day, and when they told me that the boys were gone, I became frantic. Without the contract marriage, the demon lord would have had the freedom to march on my kingdom and conquer it. I couldn't let that happen. So I tried to find a way here. I searched the castle during my brief visit, trying to find out where the boys went. I found it. This man left behind a small trace of his spell.
No.
Small enough to be undetected by the inhabitants of the castle.
Diana looked to me, a look of pain on her face that made my already pained heart feel like it was punctured by needles.
Demon magic is best with consent, but takes more energy when forced. So, in a blind need, I recast the spell and used that man's life force to open the bridge once more and seal it completely when I walked through. I didn't know I was taking the rest of his life.
Oh, man. Shit, dude.
By the time the bridge closed, the man had already passed. He was visiting someone in a nearby hospital. So when I left to find the boys, the staff had found him and tried to revive him. I didn't want to take his life. I thought he was a younger man. I didn't know he was as old as he was.
Damn, dude.
It's my fault this man is dead. But I needed to come to the human world, and he was my only chance to get close enough to track the boys down.
Yo, we're about to go ballistic. This is so fucked up, man. Oh my god. You. Diana tensed up and stared at me. Her face was painted with regret and sadness, something not like her usual self. You killed my grandfather. Oh man, laying down the line.
Your grandfather.
Should we attack her or run? Wait. I think we may have a chance to keep our memories. I'm gonna run. I needed to leave. I needed to go. I quickly turned and ran, hearing Diana call out for me from behind.
Wait!
Oh no. I ran. I didn't look back. Oh, don't tell me we're gonna get hit by a car. Please don't tell me we're gonna get hit by a car. That's what I feel like is gonna happen. I couldn't look back. She started all of this. She was the one who turned my world upside down. She was the reason for this chaos I was in. She took my grandfather away. I ran through the gates of the cemetery and through the streets to my house. This time, the world was in slow motion, and I was the one going in fast forward. I didn't care what was going on around me. I just needed to run. My heart began to freeze in my chest, pained by the feeling of needles and knives piercing through it. Tears were running down my face, but I knew where I was running. I ran through the front gates of my house and sprinted inside. I zipped up the stairs and ran into my room. As I slammed the door behind me, I began to weep violently. I leaned against the door and slid to the ground, crying. My world was crumbling and I didn't like it. My world was broken apart and I didn't want it. Oh no, what are you doing? All I could do, though, was cry. My heart denied me from thinking about anything else. I cried. I continued to cry. I let my heart empty of its pain with each tear that ran down my cheeks. I am not saying that, dude. My scream echoed through my room, bouncing around and reverberating into my ears. I didn't care if it hurt to hear it. I didn't care about anything anymore. All I cared about was crying. I curled into a ball and cried. Okay, damn, I get it. I didn't even know when I passed out. I didn't remember closing my eyes and letting darkness take me. The darkness was comforting. I felt my sadness numb within it. There was no reality in that darkness to haunt me or hurt me. I wanted to stay within it forever. However, my body forced me to open my eyes. I saw the room focus around me and I realized that I was staring at the ceiling. I sat up and looked around, stopping to see Diana leaning against the balcony window, looking away from me. Why was she here? Did she carry me to bed? I felt my anger wanting to speak out against Diana, but I noticed the puffiness around her visible eye. Aw. Had she been crying? Seeing her bloodshot, puffy eye made me fully aware of my own eyes and how dried they had become after crying. I rubbed my eyes and let out a shaky sigh.
I'm sorry.
Ah, man. I stared at Diana. My heart didn't want to hear it, but I let her speak.
I didn't want to come here in the first place. I only thought of bringing the boys back to protect my kingdom, so everything else became secondary. I didn't mean to take his life.
But you did.
I did. I can't ask for forgiveness, but I still am sorry.
That's crazy. This is so crazy, man. Like, this is ridiculous.
If I could turn back time, I would find another way.
You know, it's because of you that I met the boys.
Huh?
I looked to my blanket-covered lap. I remembered the funeral, the moving, the meeting with the boys. Everything came to me at once, and now I had the one puzzle piece that fit it all together. If my grandfather hadn't died, he'd still be living here, and he'd be the one taking care of the boys instead of me. But he died and gave me his estate, so I came and met them for the first time. I looked at Diana, seeing her sad face. I could tell she really regretted her choice and she was upset. I couldn't sense any deception in her. I guess I have to thank you for introducing me to them and to magic, since my grandfather couldn't do it himself anyway. Damn. Diana looked down, pressing her lips together and closing her eyes.
I need to take your memories now.
Shit. Fuck. I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, honestly, at this point, now that I think about it, it's probably best because this is like ridiculous. It's just devastating, honestly.
A deal's a deal. I fulfilled my part and told you everything. I had nothing left to tell you, and you can't keep those memories.
All right, so honestly, with the news that she has now, with the knowledge she has now, honestly, like, I can't even say don't. Like, I can't. Like, it's way better to just let her take the memories. It's ridiculous. But here we go. I mean, I was trying to keep them, but I don't think that we're going to be able to, so let's just let her take them. Diana stared at me, a look of almost despair on her face. I, however, kept my eyes to her, repeating my words. Take my memories.
But are you...
The fuck? This is what you wanted. Take my memories. I had resolved myself to normalcy. Ignorance was indeed bliss. Diana stared before biting her lip.
Very well.
Shit. Diana gently reached into her cleavage, once again with this, and held out a small vial to me.
Drink this and you'll lose your memories. You must drink as much of it as you can.
No, man. I nodded before looking to the vial, my memories in exchange for my humanity. I popped the cork of the vial and gingerly brought it to my lips. Goodbye, magic. Goodbye, demons. Goodbye, memories. Hello, normalcy. Shit. I tilted my head back and chugged the drink down, feeling its magic already starting its work as it reached the inside of my mouth. I felt dizzy and sick, but I sucked down every last drop of the liquid. I felt the memories of the boys fade away. I never met them in my house when I moved in. I never was attacked by Malex or his goons. I never was kidnapped. I never met Diana. I was in peaceful ignorance. As I finished drinking, I felt my body grow weak, and I toppled back onto my bed. My vision was blurred and fuzzy, and I couldn't help but let my eyes shut. I asked for this. Darkness filled my mind as I let my mind pick apart my memories. I remained dreaming a shapeless dream, feeling my heart relax and repair itself. When I awoke, it was morning. Huh? What happened? Damn, man, this sucks. I stretched and yawned, trying to remember what happened throughout the week. Oh, damn. Oh, that's right. For some reason, I don't remember yesterday. That's odd. I checked my phone and read text from Naomi and Suzu, wondered if I was free. I shouldn't have anything planned. Yeah, sounds fun. I smiled before getting ready for school. No chance I was going to miss any more. My life became a blur. I was once again surrounded by people moving faster than myself as I walked through my life in slow motion. I felt that I could stop, and the world would continue moving in high speed. Memories of childhood haunting me throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. Soon, I let my entire last semester pass me by, and I was on the cusp of graduating. Oh, cool, man. We're freaking progressing in life. I never felt more nervous about my life. What would happen after I touched my diploma? Would real life just sweep me away? Would I be left alone in a void of my own doing? It was hard to say. I stared at the graduation forms covering my dining room table, unable to process all of the information on them. I'm going to graduate. My mind settled into a hushed rumble at the thought of graduating. I was nervous, excited, worried, bored, anxious, and angry all at once. What was I going to do? Where was I going to go after all this was over? What was in my future? What broke my concentration was my doorbell ringing. What? Is it Naomi or Suzu? I lifted my head and walked over into the lobby to open the door. Who is it?
It's your father.
Oh shit, why you sound pissed? Didn't I just graduate? You should be happy about this. My hand froze on the doorknob. Why was he here? I could practically feel the incoming lecture we were about to have emanating from the cracks of the door. I felt my nervousness take hold of my emotions as I simply stood there, staring at the frosted glass on the door at my dad's figure. What is it?
I wanted to talk to you. It's important.
All right. I opened the door, ushering him in. There was no use in denying the inevitable.
I want to talk about your future.
What about it? I'm gonna graduate and go to college.
That's not what I meant. I meant about you being part of Anderson Family Toys.
What the heck? I stared. Was he serious right now? Did he really want to add another stress point in my life? I felt myself glare out of pure irritation with the topic. What about it?
Do you want to be part of the company?
No way, dude. There is no way he's giving me the choice right now. Was he seriously asking this? Was I getting an option? This had to be a test. This couldn't be real. You said I was to be...
I said, do you want to be part of the company?
Dude, no, no way. I do not believe these words that are coming out of his mouth right now. I felt my mind go blank. Did I want to be part of the company? If this chance was real, this was my one chance to do what I wanted without expectation over my head. I wanted to be free. I wanted to fly high and find my own path of life. If that was really a future with the company, I would be taken there on my own choice, not on the command of my father. If my future took me far away, then I wanted that chance to go. No, I don't. Wow.
May I ask why?
I want to choose my own future. I don't want to be stuck to expectation. I felt my mind begin to fill with ideas of the future, dreams and goals that I could possibly fulfill with my new freedom. I want to decide what to do with my life. If it's with Anderson Family Toys, then I want my heart to bring me there. What the heck? My heart tensed in fear. Was he going to scold me? He was going to be unhappy. Wait, was he going to be happy? What was he going to do? His sigh almost frightened me to death.
You should do what makes you happy.
Oh my goodness, dude.
I'll admit, I've been harsh on you. I thought that me pushing you would make you confident to take the family company. With you being in this place, though, I was worried that you'd turn out as curious as your grandfather.
What? Then why did you send me here?
Because I wanted to see what you would do if you weren't constantly under my influence.
Wow. My dad placed a hand on my head and rubbed it gently as I stared up in confusion at him.
Looking at you now, I see a grown woman, ready to take on the world. I deeply regret not being the dad I was supposed to be.
Oh no. Suddenly I felt my dad pull me into an embrace, burying his head in my shoulder. I stared wide-eyed over his shoulder, unable to take in what was happening. Was he hugging me for real? Was he seriously in regret?
I should have let you be a kid a little while longer. Now that you're grown up, I can't guide you anymore.
This is sad, man. I began to shake. This was real. This had to be. This was too emotional to be a dream. I gripped onto my dad, making sure my senses weren't lying to me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
So sorry.
Oh, dude, it's all good. What if that was our response? It's all good, man. We got this. My dad pulled back slightly and gently moved a strand of hair from my face, smiling at me.
I love you, sweetie.
Oh my god. Dude, that's a bombshell, man. That's ridiculous. I did not expect him to ever say that. That was ridiculous. And then I broke. The world finally was able to freeze completely as I held onto my dad and cried into his shoulder. I let my mind completely empty and fill itself with memories of my dad and me. He used to be kind. He used to care. Something took that dad away from me and now he was back. I could feel his love for me as he held me close and let me cry onto his shoulder. He finally said, I love you. Wow, dude. Daddy.
My baby girl.
Oh, man.
I'm so proud of you.
That's sweet. I leaned completely into my dad's embrace as he supported me to stand. I felt like a little girl again, and it was both pathetic, pathetic, what? And blissful. I didn't care. I was with my dad. My dad gently pulled away and kissed my forehead, letting me hiccup with, wait, what? Letting me hiccup with a small smile.
No matter how old you are, you'll always be my little girl. I may have screwed up your childhood, but let me make it up to you in the future.
Wow, dude. I nodded, wiping my eyes. I finally could have a dad who didn't see me as an investment, but saw me as a daughter. My heart was jumping in my chest in joy, while my mind filled with happy thoughts. I felt like I could do anything now. My dad rustled my hair a bit before stepping away from me.
I have to take your mom out to dinner. It's been a while since we've gone out, but I think it's time to apologize to her as well.
What? For what?
For being a burden she had to carry. She's
dang.
always supported you from the sidelines, but I didn't let her completely be a wife and mother. It's time to make her happy now.
This is so nice. This is really nice. I like this. My dad and I smiled at each other. We understood each other now, and I was happy beyond words. My dad left my house, but not completely alone. I knew that he would support me now with whatever I wanted to do. I smiled and held my hands to my chest, feeling my heart pulse. I'll be okay. That's great.
Yes, you will be.
What are you doing back? You're screwing up the whole plan. Shit, you again. I quickly turned to the voice to see a woman, dressed in a black and gold dress, smiling at me. It was as if she appeared from out of thin air, and I went into defense mode. Who are you?
Relax, relax. I'm just passing by.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. What do you mean? How did you get in here?
You don't need to know that. I only came here to pick up a little something, and then I'll be gone.
What? What are you? With a snap of the woman's fingers, I suddenly felt myself get warm. This feeling was familiar, but I couldn't pinpoint how. What was she doing to me? I watched as the woman walked to me and gently lifted my chin to look at my face with a smile. What is happening?
A kiss for the road, sweetie. I had to do a lot of running around, and it's made me need to pick me up.
Are you kidding? Really? She's just gonna use me like that? After everything? Oh my god. Like this, honestly. There's only one word to describe this chick, and I think you know what it is. I felt myself nod. What was I doing? The woman smiled and gently lowered her face to kiss me. I felt like melting into the kiss, but I knew deep inside that this was beyond wrong. How was she doing this? Why was she doing this? I felt my strength and energy drained from the kiss, and soon I felt my legs slightly wobble in weakness. The woman pulled away and placed a small purple vial in my hand. Oh my god, is she giving the memories back?
Drink up, sweetie. You need it.
Oh my god. I nodded and opened the vial before pouring its contents into my mouth. It was sweet like fruit, but it wasn't overpowering, and I felt my energy return to my body at the last drop that dripped onto my tongue. Huh? What?
A gift from me, as a thank you for giving me the strength to finally take what is mine.
Oh man. What is yours? The woman smiled before nodding to me and walked around me to the door. As she opened it and took a step out, she looked back to me. Whoa! Whoa! Casting spells and shit. As she closed the door behind her, I suddenly felt my mind go back to being happy. What had just happened? Oh right, my dad just left. Wow, dude, wow. Oh my god. I felt more confident than ever and knew that I could take on anything. I rushed over to the dining room and looked over the graduation papers with a small smirk. I can do this. Eventually, my graduation came along. I walked across the school stage and took hold of my diploma with grace. The rest of the story could almost be passed over. I graduated from school as one of the top 10 students in my class. Damn! Wow! Craziness. My family was proud. But what of my future? Well, that was free for me to decide now. No longer would I have the future scaring me into a corner. I could choose my life on my own. That being said, I was still scared of where the future was going to take me. What did I want to do? Did I want to help build the family company? Did I want to venture off on my own? Whatever I was going to do, I was going to do it with a smile on my face. I was happy and nothing could shake me down from that happiness. Well, that's crazy, dude. The next morning I woke up and took in all that had happened as if it was all a dream. My life seemed to fall perfectly into place. It was almost surreal. I walked over to my balcony window and opened it, stepping onto the patio and staring into the sky. Wow, this is kind of cool. Oh, okay, dang. Looking so bright. The future is so amazing. It was beautiful. The wind gently brushed over my face as I took in the smell of the morning. I felt a wave of confidence rush through my body as I stared into the sky. I'll be fine. I'll be just fine. Wow, dude. I was confident that I could do anything now. My life was in my hands, and I was strong enough to carry it. I was alone for now, yes, but eventually, I knew that I would be happy at the end of my journey. I still had 100 battles to face, 1,000 memories to make, 1,000,000 stories to write. This was just one of those stories. And that was my happily ever after. What? I like that ending. That was a pretty good, honestly, like I thought it was going to end up bad, but that was a pretty good ending. I'm not going to lie. All right, guys. So as you can see, the end of the game, and I gotta say, I'm impressed. I really enjoyed this game. I started it off not really knowing what to think, and I really don't know, you know, where the other choices would have led me, but I like this ending. I think this is a good ending, and I'm not dissatisfied with it. I thought I was going to be really disappointed, but I like it a lot. You'll have to let me know what you thought of this story in the comments down below. I know it's a bit different from some of the stuff that I normally do, but hey, I mean, who doesn't like a good story? And you know what's confusing? This is technically a romance game. There was no, I mean, there was some obvious, you know, seductiveness, I guess. So there was that. But I never got into a romantic relationship. I thought by losing the memories, I thought me and Naomi were gonna have something going on. But you know, we didn't even talk to her after that, which is kind of crazy. So Hopefully me, Naomi, and Suzu are still friends. I didn't really mention that, but either way, I'm going to go ahead and think that because it's going to make this ending even happier. But either way, guys, rate the video what you think it deserved. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this. Any more suggestions for games like this, or if you enjoyed this kind of thing, I'd love to know either way. Subscribe if you'd like to become a sage in training, and as always, this has been MrBayeasy, your favorite sage, and I'll see you in the next video.